Is it best to get an indoor or outdoor Helium Mobile Wi-Fi hotspot? What happens when multiple hotspots have overlapping coverage? And the new HIP 131 update is crucial to know about before deciding to get a Helium hotspot at all. I'll go through all of this in this video so that you can decide for yourself which hotspot that suits you. Helium Mobile are growing at an incredible rate with now already more than 100k subscribers. Helium are no longer just IoT. Now Helium are providing phone cellular plans together with traditional cellular service providers so that people can surf the internet for as cheap as $20 per month. And anyone can contribute and help build out this data coverage by setting up a Helium Mobile Wi-Fi hotspot and earn the mobile token for providing coverage. Right now there are not that many hotspots set up in the world. Currently the Helium Mobile phone plan is only available in the US, Mexico and Puerto Rico. But as I went through in this other video, I believe we might see Helium Mobile expanding to other parts of the world soon. I will leave a link to that video below so that you can watch that after this one. But when thinking about getting a Helium Wi-Fi hotspot, then many question arises. Should I get the indoor or the outdoor hotspot? And what if there are already other hotspots in the nearby area? Will I then be able to earn rewards? So let's go through the differences one device at a time, starting with the indoor Helium Mobile Wi-Fi hotspot. With the indoor Helium Mobile Wi-Fi hotspot, there is only one hotspot eligible per hex to earn the proof of coverage reward, the daily reward for providing coverage in a given location. And that is within the hex that the indoor hotspot is set up. If multiple indoor hotspots provide coverage within the same hex, the hotspot that have been continuously online for the longest period of time is the only eligible hotspot to earn the proof of coverage reward. This rule is called coverage claim time. And coverage claim time indicates the length of the hotspot have been continuously online. If the hotspot is offline for more than 72 hours, the coverage claim time will be reset. And the time when the device goes back online will determine the start of the new period of coverage claim time. However, all of this is just for the proof of coverage reward. If there are multiple indoor hotspots within the same hex, we can still earn with both of them the data transfer activity reward. So if people are using the Helium Mobile phone plan that the Wi-Fi hotspots provide coverage for. So it's possible to earn with several indoor hotspots, for example if there are big offices or skyscrapers with a lot of people using the Helium Mobile phone plan within them, then it could perhaps make sense to set up multiple indoor hotspots in different locations within the same hex. Let's move on to the outdoor Helium Mobile Wi-Fi hotspot. With the outdoor Wi-Fi hotspot, there can be a maximum of 3 hotspots eligible to earn the proof of coverage reward for providing coverage in a given hex. And these outdoor hotspots are able to cover quite a lot of hexes, and for each hex a hotspot is able to provide coverage for, they earn coverage points, and the more coverage points, the higher the daily mobile token earnings will be for that hotspot. So the rewarded points will be decided for each individual hex that the hotspots provide coverage for. So what if there are more than 3 outdoor hotspots providing coverage for the same hex? The coverage is overlapping. And how does it determine which hotspots that should be rewarded for that overlapped hex? Well, there is an automatic oracle that ranks each hotspot within each hex according to signal strength and hotspot coverage claim time. How long time the hotspot have provided continuous coverage in that area, like we talked about before. So if there is an area that have 4 outdoor Wi-Fi hotspots providing coverage for the same hex, those hotspots will be ranked according to those 2 parameters. The number 1 ranked hotspot will have a 1x multiplier, so earning the full amount of coverage points for that hex, whilst the second ranked hotspot will only earn half the points, the third hotspot will earn 25%, and the fourth hotspot will earn nothing. Here we can see an example of 4 Wi-Fi outdoor hotspots providing coverage for the same hex, this one here in the middle. As we can see, each hotspot provides coverage for many different hexes, and they get coverage points for all of those hexes individually. But this specific hex right here in the middle, all 4 outdoor hotspots are able to cover, so this hex here becomes overlapped. And here are how the stats are looking for this specific hex. We can see here that hotspot B and hotspot C have the same highest signal strength of -70. Signal strength is represented in -dBm and is measured between 0 to -100. So -70 here is the highest signal strength. Since both hotspot B and C have the same signal strength, we know it's going to be one of them that gets rank number 1 for this hex, since signal strength is the main deciding factor. But now, when it's the same signal strength for 2 hotspots, we need to look at the coverage claim time, which device have been online continuously here for longer, which is hotspot B. So hotspot B ranks in number 1 spot, the rank 2 goes to hotspot C, and the rank 3 goes to hotspot A since it got a higher signal strength than hotspot D. And hotspot D, being the 4th hotspot, gets 0 coverage point for this specific hex. So this ranking only becomes relevant when it's overlapped hexes with a lot of hotspots covering the same hex. In this example, all individual hotspots are earning full points for all of the other hexes that they cover. It's just on this overlapped hex that the ranking is needed, so to say. So to have this in mind becomes very important in highly dense, where there are a lot of outdoor hotspots. But everything in the end comes down to being first, having a good continuous setup with good connectivity, and having a good signal strength over the area that you want to provide coverage to. Because one outdoor hotspot can't cover everything. If there is just one good public area or location, like a traffic spot or a park, around the place where you intend to set up the outdoor hotspot, you need to make sure to focus that hotspot directly at that area so that the signal strength becomes maxed out for that area, so to say, or for those hexes. Because it's better to get the ranked 1 spot in those dense public areas rather than getting an overall coverage of your surroundings. So with Wi-Fi hotspots, we really need to focus in on the prime locations. If you live within a big city where you can potentially have people walking around in all directions, you can even set up 3 outdoor hotspots all angled in different directions to avoid any overlapping hexes to earn the most. Because each outdoor hotspot provides 120 degrees of coverage, so you can fill out your entire area all 360 degrees around you by setting them up like this. And for those of you who are wondering about the CBRS Helium devices, the radio ones, will they interfere with outdoor Wi-Fi hotspots? Will they cause overlapped hexes? No, they will not. The CBRS devices and Wi-Fi hotspots are ranked individually. So if we were to add coverage with CBRS radio to a hex with Wi-Fi coverage already, it will not impact coverage points earned by Wi-Fi hotspots and not the other way around as well. So we can in theory have both CBRS Helium devices and Wi-Fi hotspots covering the same areas and earn with both types at the same time. Setting up the Wi-Fi hotspots is although a lot cheaper and easier if you're deciding between the two sorts. But now let's go through the recent update that is very important to consider. I am learning a lot about Helium, but if the following information I'm going to say is not 100% accurate, make sure to provide info in the comments if you know the answer to them. Recently, in the last HIP 131 Helium Improvement Protocol that is voted by the Helium community, in that update, in short, hotspots need to have at least one call detailed record to be able to earn proof of coverage rewards at all. And a call detail record is a call, a text message, a data transfer using the Helium phone plan. So your hotspot needs to pick up at least one action happening on the Helium Mobile plan. It can be you or anyone else using it. So if your hotspot is not able to provide any activity from a phone plan, the hotspot is not going to earn anything. But if you're just able to get one activity, you're good to go for the duration of this HIP, which I think is going to be around for 5 months. But if a hotspot is not able to get just one call detail record or this data plan activity, all that hotspot's covered hexes will earn 0 points and you will ultimately not earn anything with that hotspot. So it becomes important that there are at least some potential for usage that the hotspots can provide during these upcoming 5 months or so, and we don't know, it might be prolonged or launched in another way after that. But all in all, I think it makes everything quite clear. If your location where you intend on setting up a hotspot have no public spots, no gatherings in the nearby area, but perhaps you and your family all use the Helium Mobile data plan, then it would perhaps make a lot more sense to just put up an indoor hotspot within the house. And likewise, if there are a public area close nearby with lots of people, like in a park, it might be smarter to set up an outdoor hotspot covering that specific area. So it all depends on the location where you intend to set up a hotspot, but there are for sure higher earnings potential coming from the outdoor hotspots if that is an option for you. Now, if this video helped you, consider helping me with a like on the video, and I will see you in the next one.